Good morning, everyone. Captain John here. So today we're going to be in San Francisco doing a commuter run from San Francisco to San Jose, California, and coming back. So today we're driving one of our MCI commuter buses. If you recognize this from my NFL video, it's the same bus we use for the NFL moves, but primarily they are used for one of our tech companies. I kind of explained which companies we go for, what we drive for, and who we contract with in our previous video, talking about line runs. So if you want to go back and check out the line run video, I kind of go into depth and all that, but that's not what we're talking about today. But today we are doing one of the line runs for a tech company, and this is their bus. Well, it's our bus, who's like I said, contract with this company. So anyways, one thing I never showed you guys before is how to start a bus. So I'm going to do that today, but I'm going to do it a little differently because there's two ways you can do it. I'll show you the traditional way, and I'm going to show you the way I usually do it, which most bus drivers, when they're doing their pre-trip, this is how they do it. So I'm going to show you that. Also, if you've been following my videos recently, I just had braces put in. I have a bridge over the top of the roof of my mouth. So I have a hard time talking, so that's probably why I sound a little funny. It's going to be that way probably for a few videos to come until I take that bridge out. So anyways, moving on, here we go. Actually kind of excited to show you guys today because, yeah, we are going to San Francisco and get some pretty cool views. Alright, turn the hazards on. Well, and that enable our camera. Got our 360 camera looking around the whole bus. Always find that really cool. Alright, so two ways you can start the bus. One way is you turn the ignition button all the way up, and you push and hold the start button, and we'll start the bus. Make sure you're in neutral. Our brake is on. Let's go check it out. So we're walking to the back of the bus. I usually do this right after I check the oil, and I've already checked the oil this morning. We are good to go. Here is our engine. Have the engine bay open. So we got a couple things here. Right here where it says, I don't know if you can see because it's dark, it says enable run. You want to make sure that's engaged. And you got two. You have the off position, you have the remote control front start, and the rear start. So you want to make sure it's always up on the front control start, because if you don't, then you won't be able to start it from the cab of the bus. So you want to make sure it's always there. But in this case, since we're going to start from the rear, we're going to go to the off position, and we're just going to push and hold this down button. There it is. Alright, so we are staging here in the Presidio until we need to move for our first pickup, which is down on Lombard and Scott. And speaking of Lombard and Scott, so that from what I remember from before, I mean, it's been a while since I drove down Lombard on a run like this, but from what I remember before, and I could be wrong, but I thought that those lights were all timed, so you can kind of hit them all green and kind of get through Lombard pretty quick. But as you saw in that video, I'm gonna do a time lapse there. I hit almost every light, if not every other light, and I don't know if the timing is just off on them because they're doing construction. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, a little annoying. So anyways, staging here, like I said. I don't know why that guy's parked over there. There's a parking spot right here, dude. So yeah, a couple things about this San Francisco run. I mean, it's one thing to do a charter in the city, which in itself has its challenges because you can go pretty much anywhere. However, with the commuter shuttles, it's a little bit more challenging. You still have all the challenges of pedestrians and bicyclists darting out in front of your bus. You have vehicles cutting you off, you know, because they don't want to be behind a slow bus. All those normal things you'd have with a charter. On top of that, you also have your commuter routes. So these buses have these permits. This permit right here, the San Francisco permit, which says you're allowed to drive a commuter shuttle here in San Francisco, and but you can only be on certain streets. If you turn onto a wrong street, you can get a ticket. You're only allowed to be on certain streets. They have there's a ton of other rules, you know, and I'm just mentioning that one, but there's so many more rules that go along with that commuter permit. So that's a challenge in itself, is making sure you're staying on the right streets in San Francisco. For one, you don't want to turn down the wrong street and get stuck because you're such a large vehicle, and San Francisco has such tight streets. It's very small, not made for buses. And some of the routes that we are approved to go through are very tight, as you're going to kind of see. I'm going to do another time lapse leaving San Francisco right now. You're going to see some really tight spots I have to fit through. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on the way back tonight, to be determined, but there's also some really steep hills where you actually have to high rise the bus, which, you know, you lift the suspension up pretty high just so you can get over some of these hills, or else you would bottom out. It's pretty steep. So anyways, this is kind of what I do in the morning. I got plenty of time, so there's a few other buses here. As you can see, we all stage here, and different companies, not just the one not just store transportation, but you have some other ones like this one. Looks like the same bus, but it's a different company. This one is SFO Airporter. There's several different companies that do the commuter shuttles for the tech companies. It's not just one company that does it. So you know, several of us will stage here in this area before we have to go for our first pickups. Mine's only 5 minutes away. So what I do is I go walk around the Presidio, taking the views, as long as the weather's nice. And one thing I also noticed while coming up with Van Ness this morning, it was because there's no traffic, but it took them several years to do that project there in the very middle of the road, where it was all like a red zone for buses only. And I thought when they were doing that project, I could have sworn that we were going to be allowed to drive there also. I mean, all the other red zones that are for buses only, we're allowed to drive in the city. But for some reason, down Van Ness, they want only Golden Gate Transit and Muni, which, you know, is totally fine. You know, at least it still breaks up the traffic when there is traffic. This guy that was racing down Van Ness this morning. I was just putting along, doing the speed limit. This guy was just like running for every red light. He barely even made it here before me. Anyway, yeah, so only Golden Gate and Muni are allowed to go down that road, that middle lane, which is kind of unfortunate because it'd be nice if we had our own lane too. But at the same time, we don't want to get behind the Muni buses when they stop at their pickup spots, because we might get stuck behind them. So at least we got the Muni buses and Golden Gate Transit out of the Van Ness congestion, so I'm assuming that helps a little. I haven't been down Van Ness during traffic times yet, because I'm here early in the morning. There's usually no traffic. Check out this view, guys. This is why I like staging over here at the Presidio. I like to get here a few minutes early if possible so I can do this walk. We have the Walt Disney Family Museum right here. I've actually never been. I used to work for the Disney family, and I never actually been into the museum here. Maybe one of these days I'll do it. It's Alcatraz right there. Alcatraz Island. The exit from the freeway right below us there. In the distance there, you can see Alcatraz Island right there. And right there's the Golden Gate Bridge. It's not the greatest view with this fencing here, but they're doing a lot of construction. Usually you can walk over in this area. Pretty good view of the island and the whole bay and the Golden Gate Bridge. So hopefully when that construction is complete, we'll get to have those views again. A little bit unobstructed views. Anyways, going to continue my walk, get back to the bus, and head over from my first pickup. We'll see you guys in San Jose. And we made it to the San Jose yard. We dropped off all of our passengers at their locations. So in about an hour or so, this will be full with about 35 buses. I think that's how many buses we have for this location. And this is where we hang out until we have to do the reverse commute later tonight. Let's give you a quick tour. So here's one of our hangout areas. Play some games, got lockers, TVs, plenty of chairs for lounging, got darts, got a pool table. Very comfortable. And for those drivers that are gamers, we have some gaming items set up here. Got restrooms. Check this out. Movie theater. And we got some areas to rest. Here's my little spot. Take a nap later. And of course we have our kitchen for the break room. We keep it fully stocked. Keeping us happy, keep us comfortable, keep us fed. And that's gonna do it, guys, for the commuter shuttle I'm doing today. Just a real quick one. Like I said, just kind of wanted to document what I'm doing here, get a video out for you guys, just to get my bus ready for the afternoon commute. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm not gonna record going back because it's basically the same thing. There's only a few different turns I do. There was one hill I wanted to show you guys, but you guys know what a hill looks like in San Francisco. The bus going up, it goes real slow. You gotta high rise it. Maybe I'll do a video one day on how we high rise the bus if you don't know what it looks like. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's it. You know, we just hang out here for our downtime, eat some good food. Fridays they do a barbecue here, so this coming Friday we'll probably do a barbecue. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you all down the road.